Oh, welcome back to the Power Six podcast. No carnival, no games. You dig? Let's get this started, huh?
There we go. I think we're going.
Great intro.
All right. No Isaiah tonight, so I'm going to have to take over with the first 20 seconds of the podcast, and then that's about it. And then it's going to be just like normal. So anyway, welcome back, everyone. This is the June edition of the Power Six podcast. More college football off-season topics to discuss today. Probably won't take us too long, though, and then we're going to get into some college baseball talk as the Super Regionals are upon us this weekend, and then, of course, on to Omaha for the College World Series. So we'll look at some of the matchups, react to the regionals, and get going from there as well. But first, we'll get into some Husker football, as we always start off with. Not a ton has happened since, no huge recruiting news, but some game times and TV slots were announced, which is kind of interesting. We got the week 1 Thursday night game on Fox, night game, sort of saw that one coming. And then a big noon kickoff, which is going to be really big 10 a.m. kickoff in Boulder, Colorado on Fox for week 2.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I really did. There's no way College Game Day was coming. It's kind of gotten some traction. Big noon kickoff's the next best thing.
I think 10's good though, because I don't think the Colorado fans will be as rambunctious. Otherwise,
That does help us because people might want to get rid of their
for
tickets.
our own safety. For our own safety, maybe a 10 a.m. game is best.
People can't get too hammered by then.
I mean, you got to be a real big degenerate or a golfer to be hammered at 10 a.m.
That is true. Or just like traveling through an airport. That's also an unwritten rule. You can
be from Boulder or something.
Yeah. That one, apparently Fox did ask Colorado, like if they could have it at 10 a.m. and Colorado did approve of that. So that was nice of Fox at least. And I don't blame Colorado because that weekend, Alabama and Texas play, and they already got the night slot. So you don't really want to go up against that. 2:30 is probably going to have something else pretty big on like CBS or something. So kind of the obvious choice to grab that big 11 a.m. Well, our time, 11 a.m. slot. So
was Texas and Alabama 11 o'clock last week or last year?
Last year, that one was the big noon.
Wow.
I watched it in your basement. That game was awesome.
Yeah,
it was.
That is actually insane that Fox got that.
Yeah, I think the only reason they...
What's that?
You can go ahead, Headley.
Oh, I was gonna say we watched it in your basement, and then I think we watched Nebraska lose to Georgia Southern that night.
Yeah, that was the same night, and we watched
the week?
Iowa and Iowa State.
Yeah, that was a great day until it wasn't.
That was our like college football marathon day, and we all brought over snacks, and there was some amazing games that day.
Yeah,
and then I think it got capped off by Nebraska losing to Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Amazing game for Georgia Southern fans.
That was also the day that Appalachian State beat Texas A&M too.
Yeah, iPad game.
That was the beginning of the iPad games. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was an awesome day of games. But anyway, hopefully the Alabama-Texas week this season is with a better Husker result. Hopefully we can get that win over Colorado and then be chilling in Boulder and watch some Alabama-Texas. That'd be a good time.
That day is going to be so brutal if we lose.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be so brutal.
When we lose, Brad?
I mean,
when we lose?
When we win?
We're used to it.
The only other thing, too, is that the Nebraska-Iowa game got announced as well. That'll be on CBS at 11 a.m., which is really cool. That's going to be the first Nebraska game on CBS since 2009. The first regular season Nebraska football game on CBS since like 1990, I think. So we'll have the SEC jingle bringing in Nebraska, Iowa.
That's awesome.
Baby.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty sweet, actually. So that's all for Nebraska football this week. Again, just some time slots getting announced. Sort of feel the energy in the air as we get some times and some channels. We get some Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt coming up. The next thing I wanted to get into was some Colorado football once again, and how ridiculous the ticket prices are from the university. Like directly from the university. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it just adds on to making going to sporting events and just events in general just stupid, because everybody charges an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But that's usually like third party. That's usually Ticketmaster and everything.
Yeah.
It's insane that the university is charging what, 400?
The minimum was $315, and there were tickets all the way up to like $900.
Actually stupid. Just
Yeah.
actually stupid.
I don't want to pay, playoff football prices to
Exactly.
go watch two shitty football teams play each other.
Exactly.
Like, you'd think we'd be watching the Chiefs and the Bengals or something.
I was gonna say, if that was a bowl game, I could see myself paying that. But regular season, second week, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like two actually shitty football teams too. Like, these are not good teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty shocked to see that, because we had seen, the $400 plus tickets on StubHub and Ticketmaster, but was not expecting that directly from University of Colorado itself. Luckily, I think ticket prices will still continue to come down a little bit. Even on StubHub this week, they're down to like $360, which is cheaper than they were a month ago. So I guess that's a good sign.
I don't see these getting under 200.
I would say around there is probably the floor, which is also probably the max that I would pay as well. So it'll be a thin line.
I honestly, like I think that's super minimum. Like it might be up 250.
Yeah.
Might be average.
It'll be interesting to see how that happens. Like I said, especially once the season gets closer and maybe Colorado getting destroyed by TCU, I think will certainly help things. But
game, hopefully that deters people.
Might. And then sticking with Colorado too, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Colorado has apparently been in talks with the Big 12 about leaving the Pac-12 to go over to their conference that they used to be in, Big 12. That'd be interesting, and it would definitely signal kind of the end of the Pac-12 if that happens.
Yeah, I don't see any future for the Pac-12, really.
Yeah.
It's not looking bright.
No. I saw that it was them and Arizona, interestingly enough, that were maybe going to join the Big 12. I would have thought it would have been Arizona State, if anything, but whatever.
Shoot, I would love one of those Arizona schools to join the Big 10. That would be awesome. Then we go to Arizona for an away game.
That would be cool, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
We're already going to be going to California for once. I mean,
true, yeah. For two, actually both of them.
Yeah.
By UCLA and USC.
The Big 10 would make us play one on like Saturday and then come back to Lincoln, and then we play a second game in a row, road game in California.
True. Yeah, I wonder how they're going to do that.
I'm sure a trip to USC or UCLA, that'd be a cheap ticket. We'd probably pay $5 to get in those doors,
Yeah, honestly.
Not when they know Nebraska's coming.
Yeah. All right. And then kind of the big topic of discussion this last couple weeks, or at least last week or so in college football, has been the SEC coming up for their 2024 schedule, the first year that they'll have Oklahoma and Texas join. They'll be at 16 teams, and they are sticking with an 8-game conference schedule after Nick Saban was saying that he really wanted 9 games. Everyone's like, you need to go to 9 games now, and they're not. What a coward conference.
So they played Tennessee Tech 4 times still.
Yeah, they still are going to have
they're going
to have the November FCS games, and
that sucks for their fans a lot. I mean, like, It's hard to get pumped up to watch. I mean, when you're a fan of Alabama, it's hard to get pumped up to watch, some nobody coming to town and just beat the brakes off them. I mean, you don't even watch the game. But like for us, I mean, give us 4 non-con games, please. We need every win we can get.
And give us like group of 5. Don't give us Power 5. Stop giving us good people to play against.
Yeah, listen to this real quick here. So for the upcoming season, 2023 teams playing at least 10 Power 5 opponents. So 10 of your 12 games are against Power 5 opponents. 13 of 14 Big 10 teams, 11 of 14 Big 12, 10 of 12 Pac-12, 10 of 15 ACC teams. So they have over double-digit number of their teams playing at least 10 Power 5 opponents. The SEC, only 2 out of 14 teams are playing at least 10 Power 5 matchups.
It just means more. You guys are fucking silly.
It just means more. Just means more to sandbag it and have the weakest schedules.
Honestly, playing that non-con game in the middle of the year should hurt them. Like realistically, it should hurt them.
Yeah.
But it's not going to.
The playoff committee really needs to send a message and choose like a different team over one of them, or at least like a higher seed, based solely off the fact that you played an FCS team in November, and then you played 3 other group of 5 teams outside of that, and then you had your 8-game conference schedule. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, it really sucks that those games are going on literally in November. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's when it really the Big Ten in November is just so exciting. You just every week I'm looking forward to the games or the slate, like how much every game means, and then the SEC are like, oh, we got Troy this week, who did beat us 2 years ago, by the way. So they're no cupcake.
Yeah, back to my comment of I wish we would play like crappy people. We are the crappy person.
Yeah,
we're terrible, bro.
Yeah, we are the worst Power 5 football team statistically.
Dude, how long until Alabama throws a couple mil our way to come to their stadium and play? Dude?
That would be, oh my God, that's actually hilarious.
We're the November game for that.
We'll give you guys $5 million to come over here and play our team.
Alabama's replacing the Citadel with Nebraska.
Get our boys warmed up. Get our third string some reps in there, man.
Oh gosh.
On a serious note about that, though, I was thinking about this a little earlier too, and I was like, I actually would rather have the bigger game. Like, I'd rather be playing bigger games. It's like the times I'm most excited for a game is when we're going and playing Oklahoma or Colorado and Michigan and Ohio State. Like, those are like, you're so amped for those. So,
oh, absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it takes away the enjoyment for the fans. I mean, like Headley said, Alabama fans are Alabama fans. Like they are pretty confident they're going to win every week until the playoffs.
Every sport too.
Yeah, every sport now, freaking whatever. But yeah, just for us, it takes away the enjoyment. It would take away the enjoyment.
Yeah, no doubt about it. By the way, there were 5 teams in the SEC that voted for 9 games. I have it listed there: Georgia, LSU, Florida, Mizzou, Texas A&M, the non-coward schools of the SEC. Notice who's not in there. The man who a month and a half ago was vouching for a 9-game conference schedule, Mr. Nick Saban himself, said he has always been a proponent of 9 games.
Wait, Alabama wasn't on the list?
Alabama did not vote for 9 conference games.
And who does this vote? Is it the athletic director?
It's like the president of the schools, but they'll meet with their athletic director's coach. Like, obviously Nick Saban's gonna have a huge say in that. The AD, it's a collective vote as a school. And Alabama did not vote for 9 conference games. Shout out to Brian Kelly, LSU. They voted for 9 conference
Brian
games.
Kelly, he's my favorite coach of all time. He's my coach. If we're my weird coach. Yeah, he's at the top of my list. We'll get to that later, though.
I think start doing like a fake Southern accent, Headley, in honor of Brian Kelly.
If I ever have a press conference, I will do will do a Southern accent.
At the
You
end
should-
of every pod, you just need to have like 30 seconds of you could say whatever you want at your little press conference. But
I
it's gotta
think it
be in a
needs to be
Southern
more
accent.
sporadic because that's how Brian Kelly does it. Is some interviews he does the Southern accent, some interviews he doesn't.
Headley, when LSU makes it to Omaha and you go to a College World Series game, you should go talk to them in a fake Southern accent and ask if you sound like Brian Kelly.
Hey man, get some crawfish out of it. Maybe that's how you get crawfish. You just do your Southern accent.
Yeah, man. Quick side note too on that before we move on. Oklahoma and Texas both also, they said they wanted 9 conference games, but they did not get a vote, seeing as they are not yet members of the conference. So unfortunate for the Sooners and Longhorns. Next thing I had too, the Big Ten. So the conference is deciding on whether to go with divisions or not for the upcoming expansion when USC and UCLA join. So far, the only info I've gotten is that Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and USC do not want divisions. Don't know if that means everyone else does or if they haven't said yet, but
So divisions as in like 2 or like pods?
like 2 divisions, I think. I don't think,
Okay.
I think this isn't having to do with pods,
Yeah.
but it could. I actually don't know.
Hey, Max, if they were to go with pods, how would they determine the 2 teams to play for the national or for the conference championship? Would it just be best record, tiebreakers, like head to head and stuff?
That is a tricky subject. I've heard that they could potentially do
Kinda what
semifinal.
the Big 12 does?
No, because
Oh,
you could do like conference semifinal games.
I mean, I feel like we're trending toward that. More games, the
Yeah.
better. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, dude, these kids playing 20 games a year, jeez, that's
Yeah.
just too much. That's way too much.
Yeah, because you already got the 12 regular season conference championship game, and then now that we're going to a 12-team playoff, you could have as many as like 16 or 17 games. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah, I don't know how they would do that. Maybe they would do. I don't know.
I guess we'll figure it out in time.
Yeah, probably.
Max, what's this about Peacock?
Yeah, did you guys see
I
this?
hate Peacock. I hate Peacock.
Listen, I'm gonna just start off. I'm gonna use my allowance of cuss words for the episode and say, fuck Peacock, man. This is ridiculous. Michigan State and Washington, a phenomenal non-conference game before we get into Big Ten play, is going to be solely on Peacock. It's gonna be like a 4:30 p.m. start on Peacock only, streaming.
Dang, dude, that sucks.
Yeah. And then there's going to be 8 with the new contract, 8 Big Ten games throughout the whole season. 8 will be on Peacock only, Peacock exclusive games. So, yeah.
That is really stupid. I mean, this kind of reminds me of the Amazon Prime thing with the NFL this year. You don't know how many Thursday night football games I watched this year? 0. Didn't watch a single Thursday night football game, and I really didn't feel like I was missing out either. I
I was
mean,
gonna say.
nobody was
Yeah.
watching them.
Yeah, they got pretty bad games too. I think the old Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, they got
Called-
unlucky. They did
Yeah.
get unlucky.
Well, Jeff Bezos made a point to Roger Goodell, I think one time they said he called him up and was like, can we get some better games on our service? So I think next year, actually, Roger Goodell did sort of grant Jeff Bezos his wish, because next year I think Amazon has 1 or 2 weeks where they have like a flex slot where they get to choose like whatever they want. So so they'll get a couple big games next year on Amazon Thursday nights, but we're already seeing that with Peacock now too, because Peacock is getting Michigan State, Washington. They had weeks 1 and 2, they had like a worthless team is playing Michigan, and that's on Peacock. And it's like, the cupcake games or whatever, the bye games are on Peacock. And then they came out and said this one's gonna be on Peacock. And that was, pissed a lot of people off. So NBC's really trying to push Peacock.
I just looked up Peacock. $20 for a year. and I don't recognize a single show on here. Oh, the WWE I might join.
The Office is on there.
Yeah, The Office is the only thing.
I
That's
thought Office was Netflix.
It used to be on Netflix. It's on Peacock now. It's because NBC. Peacock is owned by NBC.
Huh. This looks like I wouldn't buy it, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, $20 for a year though. It's
20, but yeah, that's not terrible.
really.
But
not
I'm already
bad.
in on like 3 other streaming.
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Well, and Peacock, NBC is just doing this so that people start like really buying Peacock because they bought the rights exclusively to one NFL playoff game next year too. That's going to be exclusively on Peacock.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Dude.
They're paying Peacock is paying $100 million for the one NFL playoff game.
They're only charging $20
Dude.
a year. Whew.
It'd be nice for something like that though, is one-time fees for pay-per-view. You don't have to pay the whole month-long streaming service. But if I wanted to watch, like for an NFL playoff game, I'd pay $5 to watch it. You know.
That's actually so insane that you mentioned that because pay-per-view used to be the enemy of the TV world, and now we're literally like bring back
Now I'm
pay-per-view.
saying please give me pay.
That is hilarious. That is wow. How far we've fallen. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like I don't want to have the subscription. I never forget, or I never remember to cancel them. It's just once I have the subscription, I have it. It's mine now for indefinitely.
My guess is there's gonna be a lot of free trials that will be had and then canceled
Yeah.
come football season.
Dude, I'm the worst at free trials. I never use my 1 month and then quit.
And that's why you got 3 different streaming services, probably.
I
That's-
need them, Brad.
That's why they do free trials. They make you
Dude, we
take
need
like
to do
a
streaming. We need to do a streaming tier list. Actually, that would
Oh, that'd be
help out the
That'd be good.
viewers.
that would. I would say Peacock garbage, but people are gonna need it now to watch football. So
The future of Peacock is the future of football. I mean,
yeah. I want to be pissed whatever Nebraska game gets on Peacock this year. Hopefully none, but
gosh.
that'd be really great if we avoid
You have Peacock though, don't you, Max?
yeah, I have the like lowest version, which is like the
Good.
$4
so-
one. I
What's
bought it. I did the Headley move because I wanted to watch The Office one time, so I like got it, and then I just have stuck with it.
That's what you did with MLB TV too. And
Yeah, but the MLB TV is
I'm
costing me
reaping
a
the
lot
benefits of
more than Peacock.
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I use Max's MLB
For 3
TV every
years.
day.
We watched Headley and I watched a Royals game on it. So
No,
Oh,
we
against the
didn't.
Rockies.
We didn't. We watched it on your dad's Cox subscription.
oh yeah.
Because we're blacked out for the Royals games.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was the Rockies playing, huh?
Oh, that's brutal. I'm gonna need to make sure to
No,
cancel that.
Max, I use that daily.
Do you actually?
So, yeah, I do.
Okay, I won't cancel.
No, you can cancel it, but
No, Headley, I've already paid for the entire year, so
okay, good.
we're in.
I'll keep
Nowhere.
it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Okay, I'm glad it's getting used at least. Makes me happy. I'm gonna start watching MLB games actually.
It's actually a great app. It's pretty awesome. They have
It
like
is, yeah.
all the stats for each. Like it's an interactive UI. You just can like click on like each batter's stats. They have the lineup, the sub. It's great.
Yeah, no, it is good from my experience. The 10 or so times I've used it, yeah, it's real nice.
The last 3 years.
Yeah. Last thing too about this TV contract thing, Kevin Warren really messed it up because he gave the Big Ten championship game rights to NBC for 2026, so way in the future. But apparently, the Big Ten was still under contract to have the Big Ten championship game on Fox through that year. So now every Big Ten team has to pay Fox $25 million because of Kevin Warren. So
Oh wow.
We
Yeah.
we
That's
hated
hilarious.
Kevin Warren, and then we praised him, and now he's back to being hated.
I thought
Praised him
isn't-
for
isn't
this
he out
very-
the door?
yeah, he's going to the Chicago Bears, so they should go 0-17 for the next couple years.
Dude, okay. I mean, I don't know how $1 million deals work because I'm not usually involved in them. But how does that happen? How does that happen where he goes, you can have it 2026, but they already promised it? Like, I don't get.
I have no idea. No clue. My guess is that he was in negotiating with them and just completely forgot to get lawyers involved and other personnel involved that's supposed to look at this stuff and just said, "Yep, we're good."
There's no way, dude.
I,
There's no
I
way.
mean,
I smell corruption. Something happened.
could be. Kevin Warren happened. That's what happened. Anyway, though, we'll get into our last little college football thing here. It has to do with the Big Ten. I saw this statistic, and I thought it was really interesting. So I was going to ask you guys. I have it listed in the agenda there. A MAC team has beaten at least one Big Ten team since 2005. At least one every single year. It's almost 20 years straight now. A MAC team has beaten a Big Ten team. These are the 6 games this year, MAC versus Big Ten. Which MAC team is going to win? Because one of them will. Stats show. History shows. I'm like in Northern Illinois over Nebraska, really.
I was. If you look at all the teams, it's like we have the best chance of losing. Like that's just.
Yeah.
Matchup wise, pretty close.
Yeah.
I got a little
Ferentz
bit.
is gonna lose a game like that. They just don't make mistakes. You got to make mistakes to lose to a team with such less talent. But Michigan ain't.
Western Michigan.
Yeah. I would say Buffalo, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Buffalo is just sneakily like just solid. It feels like.
Yeah, I think Wisconsin's gonna have a really tough time this year too. Because from what I understand, they are completely reworking their culture. You know.
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback?
They have Tanner Mordecai, transfer from SMU, who is like an air it out guy. But they also got the offensive coordinator from North Carolina with Drake May, which was a total air raid offense as well. So, I mean, they're completely changing identity, but they have the OC and quarterback fit.
And still the whatever his name is, the 17-year-old.
Oh, yeah, Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be super interesting, actually, because the Wisconsin football that we've known our entire lives is dead. And I want to see how quick it turns around, because they will. They're good. They're going to turn it around. Just I wonder how quick it happens with transfers and stuff.
Yeah. That one is on the radar, Buffalo, Wisconsin. Eastern Michigan and Minnesota could be interesting. Eastern Michigan went 9-4 last year. They had a good team, and Minnesota's losing Tanner Morgan. They're losing Ibrahim. You know, they're losing some big pieces. So that could be a win. Bowling Green beat Minnesota a few years back. If you remember that one. So I think that one could be one to watch. Although I don't think Bowling Green's going to be able to get it done this time against Michigan. But crazier things have happened. Let's see. Brian Ferentz points tracker update real quick.
How many
0
now?
That's
Zero.
Zero.
dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just need to fire this guy.
He's not on pace right now.
0
No.
points. Just can him.
You know what's crazy too is Iowa has more hit batters so far this season than offensive points scored in football.
Dude, did you see that? Okay, I know we got college baseball coming up. Did you see that game? Iowa hit 10 batters.
Yeah.
9 innings of baseball, tied the NCAA record.
That was pretty classic.
10 batters. That is hilarious. And one of them, they hit another guy, but it got reviewed. It hit the knob first. Hit the knob of the bat first. So almost 11. It almost broke the record. That is just so funny.
I didn't see all that, but I did hear that happened.
Dude,
very funny.
The announcers were eating it up. Actually, they were hit batter tracking the whole game. And when you hit batter, whenever there's a hit batter, they were getting more amped than anything else.
We will get more into that regional when we talk about baseball, because that was a pretty fun regional.
It was a fun regional.
But right before we get into college baseball, is there any updates to the awards? I know we have at least one Cheeto guy candidate now. The individual from the Chuck from Iowa.
Oh yeah.
This guy was
dude, he sucked.
He was a douche.
You're just trying to help him. Do
It's-
we want to
it's-
explain? Do we want to explain?
Oh
How are
man.
we gonna identify this Cheeto guy? What's his name?
Just
What's a really douchey just name?
He was the taunter. He was kind of just taunting really sad Husker fans because we did just
Old.
experience a heartbreaking loss. That was
Old
heartbreaking.
Husker fans. Yeah, that's a crazy thing too. Is I wasn't even playing Nebraska.
yeah, and this
He
dude
was
just
a-
decided.
this was a hater, bro. This guy was a
Yeah.
hater. Yeah, he was a dick.
Yeah.
He
So
was a
quick
dick.
rundown. Quick rundown. So this potential Cheeto guy of the year, it's probably like our age, like 24, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
Iowa fan, went to the Nebraska Maryland game, baseball game. Nebraska lost in the 10th inning, walk off, home run Maryland.
Walk-off home run.
And this guy decides to try to start the Go Big Red chant as an Iowa fan. And these old guys didn't like it. You know, Max was kind of chirping with him, and like it's all fun and games. Like,
I was having fun.
yeah, it's all fun and games. But then these old heads like start getting this in this guy's face, this Iowa fan's face. And, you know, we break up the first one and he's still chirping. And then there's other people that come in, and then we break up the second one. A third one comes in. We break up the third one, and then he starts talking shit to me and Max. And like, why are you talking? Why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? It's like, we're trying to help you.
I was about to go up to him and apologize for like our fans because he was being like a douche, but he was
Yeah.
also just, you know, chirping like
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah, it was
So-
embarrassing on all fronts there. That was
It
just
actually
so
was.
Yeah,
sad.
it was actually ridiculous. And he's just a lost cause, and he was just an asshole. His buddy was cool, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, there was a 2-hour rain delay, so people were pretty trashed. at
Yeah,
this
and they never
point.
stopped
It was-
selling booze at some
Yeah.
stands.
Never stopped selling booze. It was kind of ugly toward the end there.
It's true.
I just don't know why. Like when he started, I was annoyed, but I was like having fun with it because I kept saying
it
like
was
the
such a big move. It was
Yeah,
so, he
well,
was being
yeah,
such a dick.
but I just kept saying like the Husker football score because we actually have that on them now. So I kept saying that to him. I was like, we beat you on football, so get lost, loser. And I was annoyed, but I wasn't like legitimately pissed off. These like older people that are like 40 and over, why does that stuff get to them so like why do they
Dude.
take that so personally?
I
Like
don't
they
know.
were pissed off and in this dude's face. I'm like, really?
Dude, that whole generation is actually all hotheads from my experience. I mean,
Yeah.
just looking at sporting events and slow pitch softball, it's 0 to 100, man. It is 0 to 100. You throw inside with a softball, they're like, I'll bash your teeth in, and you're like, okay, well,
Dude, it's so true though. It's just like any
I
little bit, and it's just
Yeah, these old
I
guys.
see a lot of 40, 50-year-old dudes with really red faces a lot. It happens very often.
They were red. They
Yeah.
were pissed. But yeah, Cheeto guy, potential Cheeto guy of the year. This Iowa fan that just wanted to stir the pot.
First good candidate we have.
I agree.
Hey, I'm
No,
gonna throw
I-
in my candidate too.
Oh.
I'm throwing in the spreader. I gotta put the spreader in there. I know you guys didn't care much about the spreader, but I could not take my eyes off of his dick really, because
It's
I
June. It's
watched-
June.
Pause. Pause.
I watched 3 Clemson games this weekend. I watched the full game. They were amazing. The whole time he's right behind the umpire, spread fully. Just his knees were well beyond the arm barriers. Would have been a nightmare to sit next to this guy. 3
Yeah,
full games, 27 innings. This guy is spreading. It was remarkable.
On national TV too.
I know it'll never hold up. I know it'll never hold up for Cheeto Guy of the Year, but I got to get him out there. It's just impressive.
That could be a runner-up. Honorable mention.
I'd say that's in a solid second place right now.
Yeah.
It's which is also last place right now, but second.
Last place. It is last place. We
Yeah.
did see. I forgot what baseball game we were watching. We
was
saw a guy
Arkansas.
that Arkansas, we did see. Okay,
He was
another honorable
pissed.
mention is the entire Arkansas fan base, who all for some reason looked like Cheeto guys. That's
Well, they
tough.
were really mad that a certain
had a
horned
tough weekend.
frog hit 2 grand slams on them, and
Hey,
they were.
we'll get to
The
that, fella.
3-run
Yeah, you
bomb.
know what? Let's segue right into college baseball because we're talking about it with the Clemson spreader and now Hog fans being Cheeto guys. By the way, Isaiah chip encounter still at 0. And into college baseball, the road to Omaha. So we had a great weekend of regional matchups, and I guess we can just keep going with what we were talking about, which is TCU. We'll start right there,
Oh,
winning
gosh, dude.
the Fayetteville Regional in incredible fashion.
Yeah. So you look at Arkansas. I've watched Arkansas pretty closely for the last 3 years, and they're a good team. They're as good of a team as anybody in the country, but they just weren't hot, man. And TCU was hot. They were red hot. I
Arkansas.
might bet TCU to win the whole thing.
Don't do it. They're not.
might be-
I don't.
might
Who
bet
are they
TCU.
playing the Super Regional?
Indiana State.
Which crazy story about that one too. We'll get
Okay.
into, but
Dude, TCU is hot.
Arkansas just seems to find a way to lose.
no,
Fred, I think that's a little disrespectful to Arkansas considering the team
They-
that came in. The team that came into Fayetteville, TCU no one was beating them this weekend.
no, but
No.
Arkansas does find a way to lose. Kevin Kopps, that was devastating. The 2 out foul ball drop to win the Natty,
Yeah.
devastating.
Okay, yeah, that one, yeah, that one was finding a way to lose, but Kevin Kopps' thing was not finding a way. They played a hell of a game. This regional, they played hard. They just, guy gets 11 RBIs. You got to tip the cap. You do want to talk about a team that finds a way to lose? Clemson, dude, Jesus.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy. Going toe to toe with Tennessee one night, and then the next night next day getting bounced by Charlotte. Is that Charlotte?
Dude.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Charlotte.
Yeah, that regional. I don't know. Did we all pick Tennessee to win that regional? I think we.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
We all did then. Yeah. You could just see it coming. Writing was on the wall.
No.
Yeah.
Know who finds a way to win though? Texas.
Man.
Texas.
Yeah, they do.
They like Omaha, man. They like Omaha.
I'm so pissed at Texas after last year's showing in the College World Series.
Yeah, they went 0-2, right?
Yeah, I went to
Yep.
one of their games, and it was like the most boring College World Series game. It was Texas versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame brought all of 4 people to the stadium, and it was just not a fun game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because Texas plays Stanford now at Stanford, which is going to be the snooze fest of the supers because everywhere else is going to have an amazing atmosphere. But that's one time where, God, I hate
You're
Texas,
cheering for
but
Texas. I'm cheering for
would-
Texas.
let's be real. We'd almost rather have Texas in the College World Series than Stanford.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
yeah,
Stanford, by no means do I want them in Omaha.
snooze fest. They're snooze
Gosh,
fest.
dude. Did you their regional was literally like a game in March. It was the most boring game I've ever seen. It was
Yeah.
Their fans didn't stand up the entire game. They were just sitting down. They were in hoodies. Oh, gosh, bunch of losers, man.
California.
That LSU Kentucky regional or super regional is going to be a blast.
That is going to be awesome. In
sucks
Baton
because-
Rouge.
Like I would love both of those teams. I want LSU to go. Their fans show out like crazy, but I think if Kentucky were to make it, I think they would they would travel well.
I think they would too. And this is actually really shocking to me, but out of all of the teams left in the field, Kentucky's the only team that has never been to the College World Series. So it would be their first time. Now, there's been some that have been it forever, like Wake Forest was in the 50s, or Roberts made it once in like 1978. But still, Kentucky has never made it.
Oh, that's
Man,
surprising.
LSU.
Yeah, I want LSU
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I think I would LSU. They've always traveled well to Omaha. The fans have always been really cool.
And they haven't been to Omaha since 2017, so I'd like to see them back.
I have this memory as a child. At Rosenblatt, I was given a hot dog by some LSU fans, and I never forgot it. I've always kind of been a closet LSU baseball fan since that day. It
That's
only
all
took
right.
one hot dog, so I guess remember that. I guess that's a lesson. Give an opposing fan a hot dog, and it'll work for years.
LSU fans, they loved Rosenblatt too, because that was back when, man, they were winning natties like every other year from like 1995 to 2010 and stuff. I mean, they'd come into Rosenblatt and just have a day every day.
They'll have their tailgates they're so cool, and they got the food going too.
Yeah, come to Omaha, some tailgate and get a giant pot of gumbo going or something.
Dude, I swear they all come to Omaha with smokers
I
attached
don't
to
know.
the trailer.
Yeah, they
They all bring the
must
smoker with them.
drive it up like 12 hours. And by the way, I did want to mention this about Clemson real quick, because I know one of you mentioned that Clemson does find a way to lose. And it is true. Their last College World Series appearance was 2010. And since then, they have been to they've been to 10 regionals. 5 they've hosted, 5 they have not. Out of all 10, they have not made it out of the regionals.
No.
Yeah. They have not made it out of the
Oh
regionals.
my God, you're kidding.
The writing was on the wall.
Yeah. No, they
They're
haven't.
0-10 in the last 10 regionals?
Now 0-11. And 6 of them now they've hosted.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, think about that. They've hosted that many, which means they've been a 1 seed in that many, and they have not made it to a super regional since 2010 when they got to the College World Series.
Oh my gosh, fuck them. That's awesome. I mean, they're good at football every year. Like, that is crazy.
It is impressive.
So crazy.
Very impressive.
Did you guys watch the Clemson Tennessee game? It was in the winners bracket.
I was at a wedding.
Oh yeah, that's right. It would have been game 4 of the regional.
Yeah, I watched from like inning 11 to like what 15.
Wow.
But the guy getting tossed.
It kind of got slowed. It kind of slowed down in the extras there, but dude, it was the best college baseball game I've ever watched. It was awesome. I mean, you have there's a guy down in the count 0-2, 1-2, something like that. 2 runners on, and they're down by 2. Hits a 3-run homer, take the lead. Like, it was just, oh my gosh, it was awesome. And Tennessee has had that. They've had that magic the last 2 years in the regional. You guys remember last year when they played Wright State? They hit a grand slam to walk off the game.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, there's Tennessee teams. There's just something about them. They're so fun. They got swagger, man. They're douchebags.
By the way, speaking of Tennessee, so they'll be playing Southern Miss in the Super Regional, which is going to be an awesome Super Regional, mostly now because they were both 2 seeds, and the NCAA does not rank past the 16-1 seeds. So the NCAA had to select which one of those schools between Tennessee and Southern Miss was going to host the Super Regional. And they just announced it today. Southern Miss was granted the host of the Super Regional over Tennessee.
Wow.
That's actually crazy.
In Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And we already know how toxic SEC fans are. The Tennessee fans were... Tennessee Twitter was a very toxic place today. They were... It ended up turning into Tennessee attacking Southern Miss because of Brett Favre and how he cheated the welfare system and poor people out of money. And then Southern Miss people came back with Peyton Manning's like sexual scandal thing at Tennessee. And then finally, Tennessee fans were saying that Southern Miss should be able to host because their town does not have an Applebee's. So it was awesome all day long.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually crazy.
Tennessee fans, they're something else.
Yes.
They're something else.
Speaking of hosting, did you guys see that Indiana State, who was the number 1 seed and is in the Supers, cannot host their Super Regional?
Are they deemed not big enough?
They're deemed pretty much not big enough. Like, they don't have hotels.
Indiana
Both.
Indiana State had to. They could have, but they had to decline because the Special Olympics is in Terre Haute, Indiana this weekend. So they said that they don't have the facilities due to that event. And Indiana
Wow.
State fans were pissed.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, man. That's like that is a literally once in a lifetime thing for these people.
Yeah.
That's what everyone was saying.
I mean, what
They-
what can you do
Dude,
though?
are you kidding? Now they're going to dude.
Yeah,
That's
now
just
they're
absolute
going
terrible.
to where are they going? Oh,
Going to TCU now, yeah.
I loved watching balls fly into the cemetery in left field. That was just hilarious. I loved that field actually. At first, I hated it because it has that big backstop. You can't really see the fans on TV, but I just grew to really like it. I mean, the regional was fun. I had that cemetery to cheer for. It was fun.
Yeah, I was crushed for Indiana State, like players and fans, when they had to turn down hosting a super regional. Like you said, I doubt that they'll ever get that chance again. I was Missouri Valley team to host a super regional. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
absolutely. I mean, they might make it to super regionals again, but to host one, that's just
Yeah.
probably not gonna happen.
No. By the way, I did want to mention for that Southern Miss regional, all three, obviously the if necessary game three, all three games sold out in like minutes. Their stadium seats like 6,000-7,000. Guess the cheapest third-party website ticket right now for the Southern Miss Super Regional.
Dude, I would say it's over under 600.
That's like not a bad guess. General admission, the cheapest right now is just under 400. The cheapest tickets for non-general admission, and they're right behind the plate, $945. If you want a non-GA ticket to the Southern Miss Regional or Super Regional.
That doesn't surprise me, man. Playoff baseball is the best environment in the world. It's awesome.
Yeah, that Super Regional is going to be pretty freaking awesome. By the way, the last couple years, a Mississippi team has won the national championship. 2021 was Mississippi State. Last year's Ole Miss. So why not Southern Miss this year?
Why not us?
I know.
Yeah.
Why not us?
You see that Southern Miss coach is retiring at the end of the season too. So.
Oh yeah. Boy, this is huge for them. Yeah,
His last run. Yeah, and his resume is just remarkable too.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Wake Forest.
I was just gonna say that.
I think that Alabama kind of had a Mickey Mouse regional. I thought. I think they're walking into a buzzsaw. Wake Forest is really good at baseball.
Look
Yeah.
hot, too.
They
Mississippi
pitched
or
the shit out of the ball.
yeah, Wake Forest in their regional outscored their opponents 48-7 in their 3 games in their regional. 48-7 in 3 games.
Dude, they just have arms. I watched that Louder guy pitch. I hadn't watched him pitch all year. Not really tracking Wake Forest baseball. But I watched him pitch against Maryland. And wow, did they just look silly. They look silly, all except LaRusso, the guy that hit the walk-off home run against Nebraska. But, that was really eye-opening. You look at – I watched Maryland play 3-4 games this last week in person, and they were the big dog, man. They were the best team in the Big Ten, and it showed. And they go play Wake Forest, and they looked like little boys playing against men. It was just really disheartening.
Maryland got freaking hosed because they won the Big Ten.
They did.
They got
really did.
number 1 Wake Forest to play.
Yeah,
and
that was such a shitty draw.
Iowa went to Indiana State. That's crazy.
Dude, if Maryland goes to the Indiana State Regional, they come out of that. I have no doubt about it. I really
think so too.
don't think Indiana State would beat Maryland. But to play Wake Forest, I don't think anyone would beat Wake Forest. Wake Forest is plus 250 right now to win the whole thing, And I think that's a great bet, actually.
Yeah, I think one thing that is like so impressive too, when you look at the stats, is they play in a pretty small field. It's 300 feet down the right line, 310 to left, only 400 dead center, so not a big field. And they're playing more than half their games in that size field, and their team ERA is a 2.78. Rhett Lauder's 14-0 with a 1.77 ERA. You're playing in a field that small and you're allowing that few runs. Like no one's hitting shots on you. I mean, that's just that makes it even more impressive. Josh Hartle, their number 2 guys, 10-2 on the season, 2.59 ERA. I mean, they're just ridiculous right now.
Yeah. I mean, in the game I watched Louder pitch, I don't think any Terrapin's got a barrel on a ball except Nick LaRusso, who, that guy hit 30 home runs in 60 games this year. So
yeah,
he's kind of an anomaly, which, watching that really impressed me. I mean, gosh, that guy's good.
Yeah. Do you guys remember that 2021 Vanderbilt team when they had Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This team kind of reminds me of that. Obviously, that Vandy team went to the finals and lost. But when you have a deep
Rocker pitched in that
bullpen-
final too.
Yeah, and he actually gave up like
no. Leiter,
7
I
runs.
don't remember which one. It was Leiter or Rocker, one of them. Like
Well,
it was a carousel. He was kind of walking them around the bases.
I know Rocker was pitching that game, and Mississippi State hit like a couple of shots, and they got up like 7-1 or something on him.
I think we watched that at your old house.
Sounds about right.
Right?
Oh yeah, I think so, because we were really looking forward to a good game, and it sucked.
Yeah, and it was like 10-1 or something.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that when you got deep pitching, and especially if you can make it through. Now, obviously, the last 2 years in a row, the number 1 overall seed has not made it to Omaha. Arkansas in 2021 losing, last year Tennessee losing to Notre Dame. So crazier. I mean, we could, in both those years, those teams were just as expected to make it to Omaha as Wake Forest is right now. So
I think it's different this year.
yeah,
I mean, and just in terms of making it to Omaha, Wake Forest is going to make it to Omaha. They're making it to Omaha. I mean,
I would agree.
if you watched the Arkansas regional in 2021, they played Nebraska, and they were. I mean, it wasn't easy for them. They definitely had to work for it.
We forced a game 7.
Forced a game 7, and that game 7 was a 1-run game, if I remember correctly. And it took every single bit of Kevin Kopp's effort to get out of it. And then Tennessee last year, their regional, they had to come back. They had to have 2 comeback victories to get out of that regional. Like, they were shaky. Wake Forest is not shaky. They're just mowing people down right now.
Yeah, 50-10 on the year. That's a little bit impressive. Another thing too, how about Oregon hosting a super regional for the first time ever up in the Pacific Northwest? That'll be really fun.
Yeah, that was the regional I watched least. I was happy to see that the Big East team knocked out one of the best SEC teams.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
Just means more. Go fuck yourself.
Oregon versus Oral Roberts. By the way, Oral Roberts, the 4 seed. A 4 seed hasn't made it to Omaha since 2012 when Stony Brook came to Omaha. So
don't sleep on the Summit League champions.
Yeah, they're legit.
I really didn't watch that regional a lot either. The only game I watched, they had like 25 hits or something like that. It was not a fun baseball game to watch. I guess to wrap this up, you guys just want to do your pick to win the whole thing? Maybe like a winner and a runner up.
Yeah, I mean, I have my picks on D1 Baseball Bracket Challenger. Both of them are still alive. I got Wake Forest winning it all with South Carolina as the runner-up, which I still really like, by the way, leading the group standings there on the Road to the Chuck group. It's actually with Brad and I, number 1 and 2, it's looking a lot like our college football season.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm screwed. I have the full second side of the bracket I missed. I mean,
I think a lot of people did though when I was looking.
I only
Almost,
have
Yeah.
I
3
missed
teams
the
still in the running.
full 3.
Max,
What
who
is-
did you say you had winning it all? Wake Forest.
I got Wake Forest winning all, South Carolina runner up.
Yeah, I got Wake Forest winning the whole thing.
I gotta find my picks.
I mean, well, I'm my picks are dead now. I'm starting anew.
I think Brad, I think you had Florida though, which is still looking really good.
Yeah, Florida and why do I feel like I had Vandy? But they're out now. Oh, there we go.
Wait, I have it pulled up right now. Let me see. I can go look. Brad, you have Florida over LSU in the finals.
Oh, baby, and they're both still in it.
Yeah, that's looking good. That's Florida South Carolina Super is also going to be really good. SEC matchup.
I think my runner up is gonna be TCU. They're hot right now. They're gonna go. I mean, they got a regional or super regional coming to them. They're gonna take BP off of Indiana State, put up 15 a game. They're gonna be hot coming into Omaha.
TCU reminds me of Oklahoma last year, and Oklahoma did make it all the way to the finals, but they're just really hot at the right time. They're hitting the ball well.
Dude, that's what it's all about in college baseball. I mean, it's not usually the team that with the most talent that wins it. It's the team that's hottest. I mean, look
Yeah.
at Ole Miss last year. Ole Miss was not. Nobody thought Ole Miss was going to win, but then by the time they got to Omaha, they were just smoking.
Yeah, no doubt.
Same thing with Mississippi State the year before. I mean, those dudes were hot.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to these. God, these super regionals this weekend. It's going to be so fun. Going to be a lot of really good atmospheres, I think, everywhere except for Stanford.
Except for
but-
Stanford.
Yeah.
They give you pillows when you walk in the stadium at Stanford.
Little blankie.
Blanky, they give you a binky too.
But anyway, I think that is going to be it for us tonight. Got through a lot of good college football talk, a lot of really good college baseball discussion. I'm loving the tournament this year. Like I said, can't wait for the Supers this weekend, and then of course the College World Series right here in Omaha. Let's go.
Yeah.
You guys have
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Super Regional, and I think that we're gonna fill a lot of Power Six awards this weekend with this weekend or the next with College World Series with baseball. You know, we're gonna start it off with baseball in our awards, and
yeah.
We're gonna find our Mel Tucker Sweat Award.
I just say
we're gonna be sitting next to some of the sweatiest Southerners at a College World Series game.
a big old LSU guy is going to be sweating out crawfish.
We're gonna have a 300-pound LSU dude next to us wearing a cutoff. He's been behind a smoker for 14 hours, and he comes into the game to sit in the sun. He's gonna be one sweaty man.
Oh man. Yeah. Can't wait.
I'm not speculating. This happens every year.
It does.
There are the Southerners are funny people.
Anyway, I think that will be it. We should try to get together for a day or two this weekend, watch some super regional baseball.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. All right, good. Glad that's in the works. But anyway, do you guys have anything else to add at the very end?
No, I'm good.
All right. I think that'll do it.
Chip encounter still at 0. I don't know if we said that.
I tried to get that in earlier a little bit,
Sure.
but we will make that known once again. Isaiah chip encounter 0.
Yeah,
I feel like we need to change the line.
dude, I proposed this line change and he won't accept it. He's like, "No, we're keeping it."
Oh, he's not even gonna get 3.
No,
Well, yeah,
I think
I-
we
I
said
think-
like 2.5 alternate line like months ago.
Yeah.
dude, I would give him 3.5 and putts from the fringe count. I would give that to him.
How disrespectful is that, going from giving yourself 6.5 on the year and then everybody's saying 2.5 is your alternate line?
Oh man.
Is the live line. That's crazy.
I mean, do you guys have a chip in this year?
No. I don't chip in.
I don't have a chip in either. I have chipped in very rarely in my life. It doesn't happen a lot.
I have my one hole out, but it was from about 70
That doesn't count as
yards.
a chip in because it was just a full on. It
More
was a full
impressive,
on
though.
hole out.
Yeah,
So we can't.
you're right,
count
Headley.
that.
It doesn't count. It counts as 2.
It
Counts as 2
counts as-
chip
I
ins.
do-
It's,
It
it's
should
equal
count
to,
as like 3. That was a beast of a shot.
yeah, that was really cool. That's all I have in terms of anything off the green that's gone in the hole. So
Yeah, more of a Texas wedge kind of guy.
yeah, that's fair.
I
I want to
mean,
give a shout out.
I try to take the wedge out of my hand as much as possible.
Probability play.
You don't like the 3 wedge chunk from inside 25 yards?
No, I learned my lesson after doing it so many damn times. I'll putt from the rough. It just
All right. I did want to give a shout out real quick because we didn't, and we always need to because Isaiah is usually good for one. But one shout out to Schick and Nick for louder in the back for the old Rhett Louder. That was pretty. That was pretty fucking funny.
louder for the people.
What a
Louder for
good
the people in the
episode,
back.
dude. What a good episode this week.
Oh, can't wait to watch some more Rhett Louder for the people in the back this weekend as he dominates the Crimson Tide. But anyway, that'll do it for this edition of the Power 6 podcast. Hope you all enjoyed the college football talk and some really in-depth college baseball talk. I thought we did a really good job with that. So anyway, we will see you all when we see you all next month's podcast. Go Big Red.